Me3 also resulted in significant reductions in the production of different types of free radicals in the body. And one of the most important findings, people taking this for 12 weeks had a 49% increase in the ratio between reduced glutathione to oxidized glutathione. And that's the reduced is the active form and oxidized is the inactive form. Let me talk about detoxification processes with glutathione for a few minutes. Um, it detoxifies things in every cell in your body. And since the liver is our primary organ of detoxification, glutathione levels are highest in liver tissue. But we find out that glutathione detoxifies a wide range of environmental toxins. Another thing that's really important to understand, many drugs, over-the-counter drugs, prescription drugs, and recreational drugs are going to deplete glutathione. And the pain medication, acetaminophen, brand name Tylenol, is
Right.
the fastest depleter of glutathione that we know
Wow.
of. Boosting glutathione levels is one of the most proactive things people can do to improve their long-term health.
Welcome to episode number 134 with yours truly, Mr. Ross Pelton. He is back with us from episode number 115, released on May 7th of 2024, was the last time we talked with Mr. Pelton, who is a scientific director for Essential Formulas, which specializes in premium probiotic products. And Ross is also a clinical nutritionist, health educator, and author of 12 books. In October of 1999, Ross was named one of the top 50 most influential pharmacists in America by American Druggist magazine for his work in natural medicine. And I've read a lot of articles by Ross over the years in the Townsend Letter, an amazing resource there for functional naturopathic medicine and the like. Ross is also the natural pharmacist. His newest book is titled Rapamycin, mTOR, Autophagy, and Treating mTOR Syndrome. Ross's personal website, bio, and blog are at www.naturalpharmacist.net. Ross, thanks for joining us here. Welcome back to the podcast.
It's a great honor to be back with you. Thanks very much for inviting me.
And what's been going on in your in the last 4 or 5 weeks since the last time we spoke, Ross?
Well, one of the things is I spent a wonderful 3-week vacation in Mexico with my wife and
Oh,
got a
that's
nice
phenomenal.
tan.
Wow, that's
But
incredible.
I keep diving deeper into the human gut microbiome and probiotics and a number of things related to anti-aging and life extension. And topic I'd like to talk with you and your viewers today about is glutathione. Um, and I'd like to talk about glutathione's benefits. It's the one of the most important multitasking nutrients in the body. Then I'd also like to talk about a very unique strain of probiotic bacteria called Lactobacillus fermentum ME3. This strain of bacteria synthesizes glutathione. And then
Okay.
I'd like to talk about a brand of products called Reg'Activ that my company, Essential Formulas, markets. We import it from Europe. And these Reg'Activ products contain this ME3 strain of bacteria that synthesizes glutathione. I think one of the most proactive things people can do to achieve healthy longevity is boost their glutathione level. So that's our agenda for today.
Amazing, Ross. Yeah, absolutely. I want to hear about that. People don't realize there's specific strains of probiotics that are studied instead of just all these, it's just random, right? They're all doing something. Each strain has a specific role. But let's start at the top there then. Why is glutathione even on your radar in the first place? Tell us how versatile this nutrient is.
Yeah. Well, glutathione is called the master antioxidant. It's made in every cell in your body, and its ability to neutralize free radicals in every cell throughout the body means it's really a critical nutrient to slow down biological aging. Beyond its antioxidant function, glutathione regulates a great deal of your detoxification. And it's a critical nutrient for the immune system. And one thing that doesn't get emphasized enough, it has really got very important, powerful antiviral characteristics. And of course, we've just been through a 3-year pandemic of the COVID virus. So this is another topic that we want to emphasize and make people aware of in terms of glutathione.
And why is it known as the master antioxidant? What's going
Well,
on there?
yeah, because it works in every cell in your body. It probably protects more of your body than any other antioxidant. And so that's where it gets the term or the name, the Master Antioxidant, because it is so widely used in every cell throughout your body. Um, and there's many things in today's environment and people's lifestyles that contribute to depleting glutathione. So when glutathione levels are not optimal, you have accelerated free radical damage, increased buildup of toxins in your body, depleted immune system, and those all contribute to an accelerated aging process.
Incredible. Yeah, we're all about glutathione here, Ross. Even at the clinic and the store, we have a variety of ways of getting that nutrient into the body. On the clinic
Yeah,
side, we do the different IV routes of
yeah.
administration, and
And
we've
we'll
been
talk
doing
about
that
that a little bit.
from.
There's different types of glutathione therapy, and so we can dive into the different applications of glutathione.
Well, since you brought it up earlier, I want to hear about the essential products under the brand Reg'Activ. Tell us
Yeah,
about
you
this,
bet.
which has a specific Lactobacillus fermentum, ME3, M as in Matthew, E-3. Let's hear this.
Yeah, this is a really interesting story. The strain of bacteria, Lactobacillus fermentum ME3, was isolated from the intestinal tract of a healthy 1-year-old child back in 1995. The person that was responsible for discovering this strain is Professor Marika Milkasar. She's an MD, PhD, Professor Emeritus in the Department of Microbiology at the University of Tartu in Estonia, which is a small little country in Eastern Europe that borders on Russia.
Yeah.
The Department of Microbiology at the University of Tartu is one of the top microbiology centers in the world. They were studying the microbiome of Russian cosmonauts back in 40, 50 years ago. So they've been studying the microbiome for many decades. And so Dr. Milkasar isolated this strain of bacteria from a healthy 1-year-old child, and they were studying a wide range of lactobacillus bacteria to see if any of them had antioxidant activity. And most of them had little or no antioxidant activity. When they studied Lactobacillus fermentum ME3, its antioxidant activity was literally off the charts. So they thought they'd made some mistakes. They studied it and redid the tests over and over. And it took a couple years to figure out, but the reason Lactobacillus fermentum ME3 has such incredibly high antioxidant activity, it synthesizes glutathione, which is one of the top antioxidants in our body. And subsequent studies discovered that it also synthesizes manganese superoxide dismutase, which is another really important intracellular antioxidant. So that's the power of glutathione. It's producing the power of Lactobacillus fermentum ME3. It is synthesizing glutathione. And there are a number of clinical trials that have documented its benefits. Um, People taking Lactobacillus fermentum ME3 for a period of 12 weeks end up with a 16% reduction in oxidized LDL cholesterol, which is a reduction in your cardiovascular risk. Um, Cardiovascular doctors get real hysterical about elevated LDL cholesterol. And LDL cholesterol is not a bad molecule. It's when it gets oxidized that it becomes a deranged molecule that damages your vascular system. And ME3 also resulted in significant reductions in the production of different types of free radicals in the body. And one of the most important findings, people taking this for 12 weeks had a 49% increase in the ratio between reduced glutathione to oxidized glutathione. And that's the reduced is the active form and oxidized is the inactive form. So I want to emphasize that no other product in the world has ever gotten this large an increase in the ratio between reduced to oxidized glutathione. And one other really unique benefit from people taking Lactobacillus fermentum ME3, they got a 26% increase in total antioxidant activity.
Mm.
The extra glutathione that's being produced recycles oxidized vitamin C and vitamin E. So you're boosting all your antioxidant activity when ME3 is increasing glutathione levels in the body. So this is a really wide-ranging set of benefits that are provided when people are taking Lactobacillus fermentum ME3 on a regular basis.
That's fascinating, Ross. This is my first time hearing about a probiotic that can raise our glutathione levels, or that's specifically been studied to measure that. And as you can see here, Lactobacillus fermentum, folks, ME3, it's a patented strain of lactic acid bacteria, isolated 20 years ago by scientists from the University of Tartu, as Ross was just mentioning there. Remarkably well characterized, scientifically validated strain. So it's not all about just the number here, 8 billion, right, Ross? 20 billion, 50 billion.
Yeah,
Tell us more about this number.
there's actually four different Reg'Activ products, and the brand name REG apostrophe ACTIV is a contraction of active regeneration. That brand name comes out of Europe, and my company, Essential Formulas, got the sole rights to import and market these Reg'Activ products
Yeah.
in the United States. So
Wow.
the four different Reg'Activ products are detox and liver health, cardio wellness, immune and vitality. And those first three that I just mentioned have some supplemental ingredients in them that will support either liver health, cardiovascular health, or your immune system. And the recommended dose on these three products is 2 capsules daily. Um, and after we had this product line for a number of years, we had an increasing number of naturopaths and functional medicine doctors that were coming to us saying, we want a product that just contains the Lactobacillus fermentum ME3. So we came out with the fourth formulation, which we call Essential ME3,
Yeah.
that just contained the ME3 bacteria, and the recommended dose on that product is 1 capsule daily. So there's four products, four formulations, and they all contain as the foundation the Lactobacillus fermentum ME3.
Really good stuff right there, folks. We're talking with Ross Pelton here, episode 134 of the Healthy Habit podcast. We've been hitting on the importance of glutathione so far, the Master Antioxidant, why it's called that, all the different roles glutathione plays. And then we're just covering the brand new Reg'Activ with Lactobacillus fermentum ME3, a specific strain of bacteria that helps us to make more glutathione. So tell us about your paper. We want to hear about the glutathione theory of aging. I want to hear that. And we can also attach maybe an email in the bottom of this, in the description box, where people can email you the paper, the articles, or much more. They can also email me. We'll get that to them if they need it. Tell us about your paper, The Glutathione Theory of Aging, Ross.
Yeah, doctor, just glutathione is so important that I decided to summarize all of its benefits in a paper titled The Glutathione Theory of Aging. And let me back up just a little
Yeah.
step, talk about some studies and a couple of physicians that I started following their work a couple of decades ago. Dr. Calvin Lang and John Ritchie um, started studying glutathione a number of decades ago, and they proposed the glutathione hypothesis of aging. And their first study was that got them on the track of studying glutathione. They gave a precursor of glutathione to a group of animals, and they got from 50 to 100% increase in their glutathione levels. And that resulted in from 30 to 38% life extension. So this is the first study with glutathione that showed that it provides life extension when you boost glutathione levels. Now, the strain of animals that Calvin Lang and John Ritchie used were mosquitoes. And when I give lectures and talk about this, somebody always raises their hand and said, why would anybody want to increase the lifespan of mosquitoes? But this is just the first study they did, and subsequently other animals have shown life extension with glutathione. And so we really understand that this is such an important substance and nutrient in the body that if you boost your levels, you will slow down your process of biological aging. And let me talk about detoxification processes with glutathione for a few minutes. Um, it detoxifies things in every cell in your body. And since the liver is our primary organ of detoxification, glutathione levels are highest in liver tissue. But we find out that glutathione detoxifies a wide range of environmental toxins. It also is required to detoxify and metabolize alcohol. So people that are regular drinkers are actually utilizing and depleting their glutathione levels. Cigarette smoking depletes glutathione very quickly. And we have these wildfires now where large metropolitan areas are being affected by high levels of smoke in the air. That will deplete glutathione in your lung tissue very quickly, and one of the consequences then is lung damage
Right.
and lung diseases. And another thing that's really important to understand, many drugs, over-the-counter drugs, prescription drugs, and recreational drugs are going to deplete glutathione. And the pain medication acetaminophen, brand name Tylenol, is
Right.
the fastest depleter of glutathione that we know
Wow.
of. And that's in so many over-the-counter drugs and pain medications, and many of the prescription medications like Vicodin and Percocet have acetaminophen in it. So pain medications often very quickly deplete glutathione, and many people who are taking pain medications are also smokers and drinkers, and so it's a really critical issue for people to be aware of. And again, I just emphasize, I think boosting glutathione levels is one of the most proactive things people can do to improve their long-term health. And the Reg'Activ products with the Lactobacillus fermentum ME3 are boosting glutathione levels more effectively than just about anything. You can go to a functional medicine doctor, as you mentioned, and get intravenous glutathione, but glutathione gets oxidized very quickly. So an IV glutathione, and within 2 days or so, all the glutathione is oxidized and
Mm.
depleted. So people doing IV glutathione therapy need to go to their doctor's office at least twice a week, and that gets to be time consuming and
And
expensive.
expensive.
There are enteric-coated glutathione products because if you just take glutathione itself, it gets broken down and destroyed in gastric acid and digestive juices, and it doesn't get absorbed. So oral glutathione is not effective, but some of the enteric-coated glutathione products are more effective. There's now some liposomal forms that give better absorption, and there's some glutathione patches that do pretty good, but nothing has come close to getting the increase in glutathione that the 12 weeks of Reg'Activ, which is a 49% increase in the ratio between reduced glutathione to oxidized
Wow.
glutathione. So uh,
Fascinating.
taking Reg'Activ on a regular basis, I think, is the most effective way to boost your glutathione levels.
And then one more time, you're not actually taking glutathione directly with this product, Ross. We're taking the
Right.
bacteria that
They're taking a capsule with the Lactobacillus fermentum ME3
exactly
bacteria, and there's studies that have been done that show that it does survive gastric acid, enters the small intestine, and those bacteria start to
produce it.
metabolize and produce glutathione,
Got it.
and they increase in numbers, so they start to uh, populate the small intestinal tract and produce glutathione 24/7.
Quick screen share here to show in perspective how important glutathione is and all the different diseases that could be documented that are linked to low glutathione. You can see all across the board there,
Yeah, that's a good
different types of.
slide, Doctor, because it is documenting that virtually all of our chronic degenerative diseases, which are also called the age-related diseases, are associated with low glutathione levels.
Right. Yeah. So this is something that hopefully will. It's a different angle of this important nutrient, glutathione. I know I'm probably not the only one that's first time hearing about a gut bacteria strain that can help us to make more of this critically important antioxidant. So then if I pull up this one right here, Ross, this one on the far right here, the essential ME3, this is the general version then, correct? Whereas these
That's
three
the
are
one
more
that just
specific.
contains the ME3, and then the
Yes.
other three formulas have some supplemental ingredients in them.
Perfect, folks. So it just really depends on what's going on with your health. You know, if you're wanting specifically cardio or detox liver health, maybe someone struggling with alcohol, they might go for this middle one here. How would you navigate choosing one of these four, Ross?
Yeah,
Helping somebody.
well, if people struggle with colds and flus and viruses and so forth, then immune and vitality would be the formula for them. If people have any cardiovascular issues or a family history of cardiovascular problems, then I would recommend cardio wellness. And detox and liver health is just that's the one that I personally myself.
Yeah,
And then people that would rather just take one capsule a day instead of two daily can just take essential ME3, which just contains the ME3 bacteria. Let me say a
perfect.
couple words about the immune system too.
Yes,
Um, we know that our white blood cells, like you've got T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes and natural killer cells, and these are kind of like the front line of our immune system. They're constantly circulating throughout our body on the lookout for bacteria and viruses and other foreign invaders. Glutathione is absolutely essential for the function of these white blood cells. So a great deal of our immune system is dependent on glutathione. And then also, glutathione has powerful antiviral characteristics. It prevents viral shedding and replication. And things like Epstein-Barr virus and HIV virus and bird flu and all of these viruses have been studied and have shown that glutathione is active against these viruses.
Wow.
And early in the COVID epidemic, there was a study published that said low levels of glutathione is the most likely cause of severe manifestations and death from COVID.
Right.
So it's important that people understand not just how important glutathione is for immune system, but also that it's powerful antiviral properties.
So this Lactobacillus fermentum ME3, is it also going to help with other typical things that probiotics help with, Ross? Or is it just really geared toward the antioxidant production
It's
in
really
glutathione?
it's although it's a probiotic bacteria, we don't like to classify it as a probiotic.
Right.
The number one uh, product in a category called glutathione boosters. And so I mentioned there's other ways of boosting glutathione, and some people take N-acetylcysteine and lipoic acid, which are precursors that can boost glutathione production. But why not take the bacteria that are actively synthesizing glutathione? And it's been shown to be so incredibly effective in multiple human clinical trials.
Again, you said about two a day, right? Two a day in the
Two
morning, empty
capsules daily
stomach.
on the three formulations, or the ME3, essential ME3 is just one capsule daily.
Amazing, Ross. Perfect. Again, the glutathione theory of aging. As people age, our levels get depleted, Ross. That's pretty crystal clear in the data. And
Yeah.
then all these different diseases, as I just showed a moment ago, from different types of cancers to inflammatory skin conditions, can all be promoted. That's where I think the genetics plays a role, Ross. Where if you have a family history of inflammatory skin, then that's what you might get if you're low in
Yeah.
glutathione.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we have control over that, right? Do you want to talk on that a little bit? We're not subject only to what our genetics allow, right?
Right. Genetics is certainly plays a role, but what we do influences how our genes will manifest. And really, I think that 75, 80, 85% of how we age is under our own personal control. And diet, exercise, sleep, and taking things like Dr. O'Here's probiotics for your gut health and the Lactobacillus fermentum ME3 to boost glutathione levels. These are all proactive things that people can do. And people want to have more information about these Reg'Activ products and Lactobacillus fermentum ME3. They can go to my company's website, which is essentialformulas.com. Essential Formulas has the sole rights to import and market the Reg'Activ products in the United States.
Thank you, Ross. I'll also share naturalpharmacist.net in the description box below. Let me see here. Perfect. About a couple more minutes left to go here. Last episode, we even hit on, let's see, Dr. O'Hara's. We talked about oral probiotics, why they don't work, the oral probiotic dilemma. We
Yeah.
talked about the multi-year fermentation process. And then even today, we've hit on the Lactobacillus fermentum. How did probiotics first hit your radar at all, where you decided, I got to do something with this in my career and help people with probiotics in that avenue? How did that specifically start for you?
Well, I taught a series of seminars for probably about 20 years for health professionals that were wanting to get certified as clinical nutritionists. And one of the sections in my weekend seminars was in the human digestive tract and started, probiotics is an important topic there. And then I got introduced to essential formulas, and they told me about this fermentation process and Dr. Here's probiotics. And I told these folks at Essential Formulas, I'm a science-based guy. You got to show me the science. So they sent me home with a stack of literature that I just devoured. And I realized that this fermentation process is really very unique. It mimics the natural fermentation that goes on in the human colon and resulting in the production of these postbiotic metabolites that are really master health regulating compounds for humans. I'd like to think that these postbiotic metabolites should be classified as essential nutrients, similarly to essential vitamins and minerals and amino acids and essential fatty acids, because these postbiotic metabolites are really critical health regulators for humans. So it's not so much the probiotic bacteria, but it's the compounds the probiotic bacteria create that are master health regulating compounds. And most people are not very successful at making these postbiotic metabolites because they're
Interesting.
not eating a plant-based diet with a wide, diverse range of plant-based foods that provide the dietary fibers and polyphenols, which are the food groups for your probiotic bacteria.
Phenomenal. Would this be an example of a postbiotic metabolite with the glutathione production
You know,
from?
you're right. Lactobacillus and fermentum Me3 is a postbiotic metabolite. It's produced by the bacteria.
Ross, what would you leave us with here? We got about a minute or two left here. There's shoppers,
Let me
customers in the
just
store.
alter the comment I just made.
Sure.
Glutathione is a postbiotic
Right.
metabolite made by the Lactobacillus fermentum Me3 bacteria. I really stated that wrong the first time. Well,
Good. So
in the
go.
last couple minutes here, I'll share one other thing with you,
Yep.
Doctor. There's a new product I'm very excited about called NT Factor Lipids. This product actually renews and revitalizes and replaces damaged mitochondrial membranes. And it results in increased production of mitochondrial ATP, which is our source of energy. And they've done studies on chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and cancer patients and a large group of Gulf War veterans that have been exposed to chemical and biological toxins. This product in renewing mitochondrial membranes has just been a game changer in reducing symptoms and actually reversing these damaging situations that have ruined people's lives. And so there's just tremendous benefit to renewing your mitochondrial membranes and increasing your production of ATP. And maybe that could be a topic for a future episode that we talk about together.
Absolutely. Write that one down, my friend, and then we'll take a note to
I'll
kind
send
of
you some
pick.
information on it.
Absolutely. We'll pick back up where we left off here today from 134, episode 134. Ross, thank you so much for your time. I know
Great to
you're a
be a
busy
guest on
guy.
your show. Enjoy
You're
our
always doing
talks together.
something. You're writing articles, you're researching, you're doing a lot of stuff. You have your company here, so thanks for taking the time, my friend.
You bet. Take care. Have a wonderful day.